Welcome to the Burnt Bridge podcast. Today we are so honored to have my good friend Mike on the pod. Everyone say hi, Mike.
Hi, Mike.
Hey, Mike.
Hey, Mike. Mike, would you like to help me shout out some people celebrating sobriety milestones today?
Sure, let's go.
Okay. Satara is celebrating 15 months this month in August. So yeah, that'll be this month. Yay, Satara. Jared is going to have 60 days on August 10th. Fuck yeah, Jared.
Good job,
love
Jared.
to see it. Billy has 14 months on August 17th. Fuck yeah, Billy. And Dylan has 1 year on August 8th, which is a whole fucking 365 days.
Good job.
Love to see it. Congratulations, everyone. Mike, you have an incredible podcast. I'm wearing the merch of it. And so
Appreciate that. Do you have one of these new ones?
No.
I'll get you the new ones.
Fuck yeah. And I was lucky enough to be a guest on it. And that was really that was the first time that I had ever done anything like that. And you guys really hyped me up and inspired me to create this thing. So we have you to thank for this. And I'm really honored that you're here today.
I appreciate that. Yeah, when you came on, we were like, if you don't start your own podcast, we're going to start bringing you back on this one so you can help us.
Well, I'll still be on it.
Yeah,
whenever.
absolutely.
It was so much fun. You guys have such a good setup, and the dynamic between you and Joey is just really cool. And
Yeah.
he's so cool.
Yeah, he's
I
awesome.
really liked him a lot. And I was just thinking today when I first met you, and when I remember is you also were there, Destiny. It was after Westlake one day. I mean, I'd seen you at Westlake before, but we went to fellowship or something after. And it was super early on in my sobriety. And I just remember that we all went to dinner together. Do you guys remember that? Or is that me? Okay.
Yep,
Great.
I
I'm so
remember.
glad I'm not the only one who remembers it.
Yep.
But yeah, I was thinking back on that because I remember you shared a lot in that meeting, and that was the meeting I was going to super regularly when I first got out of treatment. And you were I don't know if you've had this experience, but when I go to a meeting and there's people who regularly share, they become celebrities in my mind.
Right.
And I'm yes. And you were one of those people that I was fuck yeah, I know Mike. If Mike's here, I'm going to be good.
I appreciate that.
Yeah. And I just really always respected your honesty and just how you put things. And so, I'm really glad you're here. And we were just talking about just fucking became privy to the fact that you've never shared your story before, which is fucking crazy. And I mean, if you would be so kind, I would love to hear however much or little you want to share about it.
I will definitely share about it. You can ask me any question that you want. My story is a little different. I had a good childhood. My dad really wasn't around, but my mom was phenomenal.
Yeah.
My mom played both parts. And growing up, I didn't use or anything like that. I know a lot of people get started early.
Yeah.
I didn't. I did your drinking in high school. And through high school, I would drink, I would get drunk, but it wasn't anything that was an addiction, right? And then once I got through my childhood, my teenage years, I dabbled in my 20s with I remember the first time I went to a party and people were doing cocaine. I was like, oh my God, they're doing cocaine back there. And I was 20 years old and 19 or 20. I was like, I can't believe they're doing cocaine. They're so nasty.
You're going to get arrested.
They're dirty. And then, years later I'm smoking meth. But I remember when I seen that, I was like, I don't ever want to do that.
Yeah.
That's not ever what I want to do. I'm okay doing this, just drinking here and there. And then when ecstasy started coming out, I took some ecstasy with some females one time, and I was like, this is amazing. Yeah. This is the greatest thing I've ever done. But the come down from that was terrible.
Yep.
So for the longest time in my 20s, I could use recreational, but I was never an addict.
Yeah.
To where I was using Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. I could do it for one weekend and then turn it off. Do it for one weekend and turn it off, and then not do it for months.
Yeah.
It was not that big of a deal to me.
Yeah.
And I always had a job. I'm not going to say very successful. I was always I'm in sales, so I got lucky with having a mouthpiece to be able to sell people.
Yeah.
Because I wasn't going to college or anything like that. And then whenever I got married and I was doing really well in life, I had a house, I had a good marriage, I had cars. And then when things started going sideways in my marriage, I shouldn't blame it on that, but it was an excuse to start using a little bit more. And then when my marriage went down, I started using every day. Before you knew it, I was doing it every day.
Mm-hmm. And doing what?
Meth. I was using meth every single day. And I became a functioning addict, which I think that is this, for me, I think that's what kept me in my addiction for so long.
Yeah.
Because the people that I was using with, some of them weren't working. Some of them didn't have places to live. They were staying wherever. And I always compared myself to who I was around. I'm like, well, I've got a good job. I've got decent money. I have a house. I have cars. I'm not like them.
Yeah.
And it went down real quick. Like it went very quick to where before you knew it, I was out of my marriage. I've been fired from my job 4 different times because I could never pass a drug test. Luckily, they would bring me back, and it would probably save my life for like another 8 months, and then they would fire me again, and then they would bring me back. So my job definitely helped me a lot. But before you knew it, I lost my house. I was losing my house. I'm losing cars. Like it was to the point to where I had all my cars were repossessed. My house was gone, and I still just thought I had been in it for so long. I just thought that this was normal.
Yeah.
And I didn't think there was a way out. That was the biggest thing. I remember I used to think back and say, well, at 32, I was so successful. And now here I am at 40, and I'm at the very bottom. But I've lost all that time. What's the point of trying to fix it now?
Yeah.
I don't even know if I can fix it now. And I used to always get on the internet and look up people that were successful after their 40s. This was like my motivation. And I would see Samuel L. Jackson didn't get started until he was like 46, right? And Colonel Sanders didn't get started until he was like 70, right? Colonel Sanders. And that was people that I would be, I still have time. I still have time. I still have time. And, it was, man, I can tell you some stories if you want to hear some crazies. Like, I remember I have a daughter, and that's what got me sober, right? I was going to lose custody of her. But before all that, we didn't, there was times where we didn't have electricity in our house, right? But I had flashlights, and that was okay, right? And there was times where we didn't have hot water, but we can take cold showers. And she would take cold baths, cold showers at 2 and 3 years old. And there was times where my water would be turned off, but I know how to turn it back on outside. I can go back on when they're gone and turn it on for another few days. And our electricity, our gas in our house before it got repossessed was turned off for so long that when I tried to turn it back on, the city wouldn't turn it back on because it had been too long. They had to send out an inspector because it had been turned off for 18 months.
Damn.
We had no heat and no hot water for 18 months.
Shit.
And I was working. It wasn't like I didn't have money. I was working, but other things prioritized. Or like when my daughter was young, I remember many times where I would run out of dope at 2 in the morning, and she'd be sleeping. She has to be at school the next day, like daycare or pre-K. And I would wake her up at 2 in the morning and say, hey, put your jammies on. We got to go somewhere. And I'd go make a run to go pick stuff up. And then to bring it back, I would hide it in her car seat in case we got pulled over. Hopefully they don't look, 3 in the morning, they're going to ask, why is your 2-year-old daughter out?
Yeah.
But I'm not thinking that. I'm thinking an addict and well, this is the best place,
Yeah.
Or there was times where we'd go on a road trip and she'd be sleeping and I'd be smoking my pipe in the front seat with the window down because the smoke's not going to hit her,
Right.
And there's so many things that I would do where justification, I justified everything.
Yeah.
And even in my addiction, well, I'm this way because of this, or I'm this way because of this. And really, there's been things that have happened in my life, like I was molested when I was a kid. That may be the reason that some people go this route. I don't doubt that.
Yeah.
But that wasn't a reason that I did. I went this route because I enjoyed getting high. I enjoyed the way that drugs made me feel.
Yeah.
And that's, all the problems that I have in life at that time, if I use, they'll go away for a little bit. They're going to come back, but they'll go away. And that worked for a very long time until it didn't work anymore.
Yeah.
And that was the scary part. There's a rapper, his name's Doobie. He has a song, it talks about, what am I going to do when the drugs don't work? And that was a real thing for me.
Yeah.
Because it got to a point to where I was literally just using because I only knew to use. But it wasn't making me feel better anymore. And it wasn't fixing anything like I thought it was. And it never really fixed anything. It just pushed it back a little bit further, you know? So, but yeah, and I got sober, I'm almost 4 years. January 1st will be 4 years.
Fuck yeah.
And I didn't want to go to rehab. I kicked and screamed going. I would get sober for like 5 days. And for anybody that's ever done meth, it gets very depressing when you're off of it.
Yeah.
Like I could go 5 days sober, but on day 6, day 7, it would get so bad that I've never been one that was going to hurt myself or commit suicide or anything like that. But I could see how people go that way if they felt the way that I was feeling every single day of their life.
Yeah.
I could see how they could say, you know what, I can't do this anymore.
Yeah.
So I would get about 5 or 6 days clean, and then I would go back to using because I didn't want to feel the way that I was going to feel. And when I went to rehab in 2022, right? Yeah, January 1st, 2022. Or that's my sobriety date. I went in January, though. I was like 12 days sober, and that was the longest that I've gotten sober in a long time. And I was to the point to where I had already cried like 12 times that day, and it was only noon. And I was sitting at work, and one of my buddies knew what I was going through, and he said, I'm going to put you in rehab tomorrow. And I said, I'm not going to rehab. He said, if you don't go to rehab tomorrow, you're going to be using tonight. So, because I've been there. So I told him, at that time I was broke. I had a gambling addiction too, huge gambling addiction. I would use my money on drugs, and then I would go sit in the strip club till about 2 or 3 in the morning when they closed. And then if there was one open till 5, I would go there. And then from 5 to 8, I got to be at work at like 8:30. I can't go to sleep because I might not wake up. So I would go sit in the little gambling rooms, the little, not slot machines, but you know what I'm talking about, the game rooms. I would go sit in there until it was time to go to work, and I would repeat that every single night.
Damn.
And I did that for 10 years. I did an 8-ball of meth for 10 years every day.
Fuck.
Yeah, I did a lot. And I was doing hot rails. I wasn't doing a whole lot of smoking. I mean, not regular smoking. But whenever I went to rehab, I told him, I said, I don't have any money. I said, I've been gambling all my money away. And he said, I'll pay for it. I'll pay for it for you. And he said, it's a good rehab. I know a lot of people that's been. So he made the phone call, and it was Solstice. They're not open anymore. Shout out Solstice. They should still be open. But they gave me a partial scholarship, and then he paid like $4,500 for me to go. And then I had to explain to the company that I'm not going to be here for a month.
Right.
And so I talked to our lawyer from work, and she was like, I'm so proud of you. I've been waiting for you to go. Like it's crazy. When you decide to get sober, how many people are willing to help you?
Yeah.
It's kind of insane. Like I thought, like I'm going to be in this all by myself. And she was like, I'm so happy that you're going to go. Everything will be taken care of for you. Don't worry about anything. So all my managers put money together to pay my bills while I was there.
Oh, that makes me cry.
They all put it together. And then they gave me money so I could go there. So in case we went, I tried to vape for like 2 weeks when I was there because I was like, I'll go vape.
Yeah.
And that's not for me. But the hardest thing was I had to call my daughter's mom and tell her that I'd been using this whole time and that I've been putting my daughter in danger because I didn't hang around with the best people.
Yeah.
Like nothing against them, but I wasn't hanging out. I was hanging out with people that were big time dealers.
Yeah.
And I was so scared to make that phone call, and it was probably one of the better phone calls I've ever made.
Yeah.
She was like, you know what? I'm so proud of you, and I'm happy that you're going to go get sober for our daughter. And she still texts me a lot, you know, out of nowhere, just thanks for being sober for her and being present, being there.
Damn.
Yeah, so. But that's what saved my life was I was going to lose custody of her is what it was. She She wanted me to go get a hair follicle test, which I knew I wasn't going to pass.
Mm-hmm.
And I got tired of trying to always beat the system.
Yeah.
Like when the court sent me to go get hair follicle test, I made a fake account. I probably shouldn't say this. I made a fake, the place that they wanted me to get tested by, I called them and said, hey, I asked them a question. I sent them an email, and they responded back with their email. Well, their email was, I won't say it, but it was this easy word. Mm-hmm. And in the middle of it, it was like DNA and. That's So instead of the and, I just wrote and in there, and I made my own email account because it was at Yahoo. So all the drug tests that I did for all those years, I just made fake ones. I photoshopped them, and then I would send them through that to the court and to her lawyer and to her. And I did that for like 3 or 4 years.
They were just like, yeah.
Yeah, it looked real. It looked real. Yeah. And but I got tired of doing that.
Yeah.
And I was to the point to where I was ready to stop. I just didn't know how.
Yeah.
And I'm a huge believer that anybody can stop. You just have to have that want to stop. Mm-hmm. Because there were so many times that if somebody would have gave me this same offer, I would have said, no, I don't have a problem. Yeah. I don't have a problem. But yeah, that's what got me sober.
Yeah.
I was going to lose custody of her. And if I lose custody of her, at that time, that's all that I had.
Yeah.
And, now I have her and Destiny. And which we're getting married, and not this weekend, but next weekend.
What?
Yes.
Oh my God,
we're
that's
getting
so
married.
exciting. Congratulations.
Yeah. And I tell them all the time, like, they saved my life. Mm-hmm. I tell Kaylin all the time, like, I may have given you life, but you saved mine. Mm-hmm. So.
Shit.
And there's a lot of people out there that have kids that are waiting for their parents to come home and get sober. Mm-hmm. So that's the reason we started the podcast. Mm-hmm. Moron got to see, his name's Joey, we call him Moron. He got to see me at my worst, and then he got to see me come through it. And I used to always say that if I ever get sober, I want to be able to share my story and help as many people as I possibly can. Even if I only help one, that's perfect. Mm-hmm. And that's why we started the podcast. Yeah. And, I'm sure that's the reason you started it. Mm-hmm. And that's the reason whenever you came on, we were like, you absolutely need to have a podcast. You need to start one.
It's wild because, like, my reason for making my TikTok, my reason for doing this, like, is because I just thought everyone was lying. Like, anyone that came to treatment to, like, tell their story, I just thought they were lying. I really did. I thought they were lying, or they were worse than me, or better than me, or, like, not as bad of an alcoholic as I was. Like, I just completely othered myself from anyone who was ever sober, because I was like, I didn't, and for me, I feel like I wanted to get sober because I knew I couldn't keep living the way I was. But I didn't want to get sober because I thought sobriety was white knuckling it.
It was going to suck.
And I was going to, for the rest of my life, I was just going to feel like I felt without being able to do anything about it. And so when people came and they were smiling and laughing and and like, just joking with the fellow H&I people, like, I was just like, you're not a fucking addict, or you're getting drunk right after
Fake
this.
as fuck.
Like, I just didn't believe it. And so I remember the last time I went to treatment, like, seeing these people come do this H&I, whatever. And I was so, like, in such a desperate place that I was like, I'll fucking do what they're saying. Because honestly, my thought was, I'm going to try one more time. And if it, like, I'll fully try, like, a good college try. And if it doesn't work, I'm just going to kill myself. Like, because I can't keep doing this to myself, to my family. Like, it's never different. Every single time I get sober, like, I was in and out of detox 3 times in 2020, and I got sober for the last time in April. 3 times I went to detox between January and April. And so anyways, I just did everything that the H-Night people were doing. And I was like, and I'm going to fucking prove to you bitches that this isn't going to work for me. And then it worked. And I remember thinking, like, when I did my first H&I went back to the same place and I was like, guys, listen up. Because I was sitting right there and I thought these people were full of fucking shit. And then I did what they said, and, like, it's not going to be white knuckling it forever. Like, that's what I thought. I thought sobriety was impossible because I could never imagine a life where I did that for any amount of time.
Right.
It was just fucking miserable. And so I was like, if I can just try to convince one person that they are not the exception to this,
right,
that's what I want. Because I really I think we all are just so crippled by our own uniqueness, and it's different for me because, and I really loved what you said earlier about, maybe some of these things were the reason some people, use and whatever, but I think sometimes I got so bought into my own story that I was like, well, all of these really bad things happened to me.
Yeah.
And I became an alcoholic. And my life is so hard. And it's harder than everyone else. And getting sober is going to be harder for me than it is for anyone else. I was just so, victim-y, honestly.
Yeah.
And truly, I think subconsciously there was some reasons that probably made me more susceptible to addiction than other things. But like you said, when I first started drinking, I just fucking loved to be drunk.
Yeah.
I just liked the way it felt. Then it ended up being like, oh, I can't deal with my life. I have to be drunk.
Right.
But at first, I just liked it. I don't know. And I think it's helpful to just be honest about that.
Yeah.
Because then someone out there who's drinking or using because it's fun, they'll be like, oh, shit.
I think one of the biggest things that we can do when we get sober is be honest with the next person. I think that, some people get sober and run off in the sunset, and that's okay.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say that, no, you should be putting in time and helping the next person. Some people want to forget about it.
Yeah.
I have a really good friend that's 8 years sober, that when he got sober, he went to meetings for about 6 months. He met a really good girl. She had a daughter. They got a life together, and that's what he concentrates on.
Yeah.
And that's okay, right? I feel like, for me, if I went through everything that I put myself through, for the most part, there were some bad things that happened. For the most part, I put myself through all of it. But the reason I went from here to here was to go share it and help somebody else.
Yeah.
To let somebody else know that, no, I used to do that too. I used to look in my carpet looking for meth all the time. I was carpet farming with the best of them, right? I did. Yeah. And let me run out of some shit, and I'll be like, is that some? Let me put it in my, Yeah. And I would be looking. I've done pretty much anything except for being homeless. That's the only thing I can't really speak on. And I never will speak on it because I don't know. We went camping for right around, when was it? For Valentine's. It was hot outside, right? It's hot. We didn't realize there was a cold front coming in that night. I didn't look at the weather at all.
Yeah.
So we have this little tent, and it dropped to 40 degrees quick. And at 1:30, we were like, fuck this tent. We're going to sleep in the car. And so we went and slept in the car in the heat. And then at 5:30 in the morning when the sun came or started coming up, we packed our tent up and went home.
Yeah.
And we were driving home, and I was telling Destiny, I was laughing because I was like, I don't know how homeless people do it.
No.
I'm not built for that life. There is no way. I can shut my electric off, my water off, fine. But if I'm sitting out in the cold, I made it till 1:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
And it made me appreciate and really made me pray more for the people out there that are really in that, because I'm not built for that. And I can never speak on it because I've never been it. But what I can speak on is I can speak about all the things that I did in my addiction, all the justifications that I did in my addiction, and the danger that I put me and my daughter in.
Yeah.
And because I know that other people do that too. And I think it's so important for other people to hear, oh, shit, I'm not the only one. He's done that too, or she's done that too.
Yeah.
And they were able to find a way out. Maybe I can find a way out too.
And all of our unique stories, I think, make us the right person to help someone.
For sure.
I had my therapist in treatment the last time, something about her, she got sober at the same age that I was when I was in there. And she was just the exact type of person I always wished I could be. She was so bubbly, and everybody cheered when she entered a room.
Right,
and I was
right.
like, wow, that would be so cool to be that way. And I had just been a fucking dark cloud my whole life.
Right.
It was people were like, oh, okay. When I came into the room because I was going to fucking start crying or something. But she was
sad little panda.
I was so... You can attest. High school, I was crying a lot. Okay, well, you didn't have to agree so violently, but anyways, she was just the perfect person. And like, she said to me things that I'm sure other people said, but because I related to her story, it meant something more.
Yeah.
And like, I think that a lot of people are like, well, my story's not as bad as this person, so maybe it's not worth sharing. No, it's absolutely worth sharing. Because
100%.
I always thought, like, well, I've never gotten a DUI, so I can't be, like, an alcoholic, I think, is the rule. Right. But, yeah, of fucking course you can. And it doesn't, you know, I think everyone's story is important, no matter how bad or not bad it is, because, you know, someone's going to relate to that.
Somebody will always relate to it. And, yeah, I mean, it's I don't think anyone's story is ever too bad or too good. I think that your story is your story. And so unfortunately, there's millions of addicts out there.
Yeah.
Millions. And somebody can relate to it, or somebody's family can hear it and say, wow, now I understand what my son is going through or my daughter's going through a little bit more. Yeah. Right? Because unfortunately, the families are the ones that don't understand the most. Yes. And they're unfortunately the ones that probably get beat up the most. Like, I know whenever I was going through mine, my daughter's mom, who I have a great relationship with, she watched our first episode and she said she couldn't watch it. She said, I can't. It's too hard. It's too painful. It brings back too much hurt. Yeah. And that sucks, because I would love to have her on. Yeah. Because I would love to have her story of it, of what, you know, a wife goes through with whenever you're having to look after an addict all the time, or always having to check this or check that. But, you know, that's the damage that I caused, unfortunately. Yeah. You know?
It's really, I mean, like, I think what you were talking about with your daughter is so important, because, like, I think I recently on this told a story that I had never told before. Like, even on my TikTok, I've been doing that for almost 3 years now. And I've just never told it because I was like, I don't want anyone to know that I did that, you know? And it was like, me and my sponsor are currently working on, she keeps saying to me, allow yourself to be witnessed without being polished. Like, just because I'll call her for a 10-step and I'll be like, hey, I'm really mad, but I know why I'm mad, and also I know that they're probably struggling. And she's like, just be mad right now. You don't have to prove to me that you're evolved enough that you've figured this all out. You've grown so much. Like, she's like, fucking just be mad. That's why you called me. Yeah. And so I told this story, and the long story short of it was that I was living with my parents, and I had told them that I was going to an AA meeting, and I did go to the AA meeting. And I was driving in my mom's car, and on the way back from the AA meeting that I didn't listen to anything in, I got some tiny wines, and I parked like 50 yards from my parents' house, because I was never a drunk driver. I have too much like anxiety to do it. So I was like, I'll park 50 yards. That'll be a safe distance to get back, like, once I've drank this wine. Well, it was not. It was not a safe distance. And I hit the curb so hard that the front of the car fell off, and it was dragging on the ground. And so I'm pulling up to my parents' house. Mind you, it's the middle of the day, with their car, like, it's just fucking falling apart. Obviously, I just did that. And my mom comes outside, and, like, I will never forget the look on her face. Like, she was, first of all, so upset about the car, but then just, like, so, like, what the fuck are we even dealing with? Because this was very early on in my addiction. And she was like, what happened? Like, and I just go, I'm pregnant. It's like, in my mind, like, I was like, well, if I'm pregnant, they can't be mad. Yeah. Like, it just made total sense. And they were like, no, you're not. You're not pregnant. You're drunk right now. Like, what are you fucking talking about? I was like, no, I'm literally pregnant, and I need to go. This was one of the times that I went to Oklahoma. I was like, I need to go to Oklahoma because obviously he's the father, and I need to tell him all about it. I'm just, like, hammered out of my mind. I go grab my dog. I grab this bottle of Tito's. I grab the bottle of Tito's while I'm supposed to be pregnant. I don't know. And I'm just like, guys, I gotta go. And I get in this Uber. I go to Oklahoma. I get there, and like, it was the middle of the night, so the next morning we wake up. My poor fucking ex this is terrible. Anyways, he was like, okay, so like, what are we going to do? Like, I got you a test, whatever. So I'm in the bathroom, and it was one of those tests, you know, the ones where it's like, there's like a film on top of it that has the control line, and then underneath it has the thing where you pee and it creates the second line. Well, I was like, he's not going to know how pregnancy test works. So I'm in the bathroom and I'm dismantling this test, and I like shifted the film so that it would look like a plus sign.
Right.
And then I'm trying to like put the top back on it. And mind you, like in my mind this whole time it's just like I'm trying to buy 15 more minutes. Like if he thinks I'm pregnant, then he's not going to think I'm drinking, because I would never do that. I would never do that.
Right.
And so I put this back on. He walks into the bathroom as I'm like trying to push it back on. He's like, what are you doing? I was like, oh my, like I dropped it. Like it fell apart. I don't know. But I guess we'll never know what it said. And like this story is just like obviously so absurd. But I was so afraid to tell it because I was like, what if, you know, like my current boyfriend is watching, and what if he thinks that I'm the type of person who would fake a pregnancy?
Right.
Well, guess what? When I'm drinking, I am. That's the reality of the situation, is like you were saying earlier, I will do whatever it takes to like justify what I'm doing to get another 15 minutes. Like, I'm a fucking insane person when I'm in that place.
Yeah, you've always heard, or you've probably heard when people say, when they push the goalpost a little further?
Yeah.
Like when I first started my addiction, there's 99 things that I won't do for drugs. And after like a year, there's like 80 things I won't do for drugs. And after 5 years, there's like 10 things I won't do for drugs. And then at the end, there's probably 3 things that I wouldn't have done for drugs.
Yeah.
And if I was still using, those 3 things probably would have been 0 things that I would do. I probably would have done whatever I need to get drugs.
Yeah.
You know, and to make myself feel better, you know. And, you know, I think those stories are so important.
Yeah.
Especially if they're funny.
I know.
mean,
and
who the fuck says,
hilarious.
I'm pregnant?
I was like, sorry, guys, I am with child.
7 months.
And no one believed me was the thing. Like, but I was
how
just,
dare they?
Like, right.
How dare
I have
you?
never once lied to you guys in the last 30 minutes. Like,
how dare y'all?
It's just.
I remember my sister, when I was paying my house payment, which was $2,000, which it wasn't. It's like $1,200. It was like $2,000. I needed $2,000. Long story short, and I'm like, who can I call for $2,000? My sister. So I call her and I'm like, hey, I need to borrow $2,000. Get it back to you as soon as I can. She's like, well, what are you paying? My house payment. Well, give me the number. I'll call and pay it for you. It doesn't work that way. Like, that would piss me off so bad.
Oh, yeah.
Like, just send me the fucking money.
Yeah.
You're not paying my bills for me. And like, well, if it's for that, just let me pay it for you. It's not how it works. They're not going to accept it because you're not the owner. And that would piss me off so much. Or like when I would reach out to someone that asked to borrow money, like, Bridget, can I borrow $200? And if you sent back immediately yes, I'm like, fuck, I should have asked for $500.
Yeah.
Right? But now I know I can come back to Bridget a couple of days later and ask for that other $200 or $300 because she said yes to $200 real easy. These were like so many, like I was always had something going. And someone asked me, my supervisor asked me, like, what's the best thing about being sober? I said, I don't have to look over my shoulder anymore. I don't have to worry about thinking. Like, I got called in the office at work today by the lawyer and our 2 supervisors, and I didn't have to worry about 100 things that I've done in there to get called in there. Like, I don't even have to worry about getting in trouble anymore. I walk in and they're like, hey, so we just want to run something past you about the team. Bam. Like, oh, y'all are coming to ask me questions now. This is perfect. Before, y'all would have never done that. It would have been like, hey, we need you to go get drug tested immediately. You know? But those are the things that my sobriety has done for me. Like, I don't have to. There's still some things in my past that I'm still cleaning up. And when I when I got my ID, I hadn't had an ID for 2 years, right? And when I went to get my ID, I was cheesing. I'm like, you know, on the picture, and the lady was so happy for me because we were going on vacation and I didn't have an ID to be able to get on an airplane. And when I got it, I was like, huh? I had not had one in such a long time. And but there's still things that, you know, I'm still cleaning up. But once I check them off the list, I'm like, fuck yeah. Like, there's another. Like, we're going to buy a house soon. That's going to be something that I had never planned on buying another house.
Mm-hmm.
When I lost mine, I was like, well, there goes that one. That's the only one I'm ever going to have,
Yeah.
you know,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm going to be.
Colonel Sanders didn't get his till he was like 70.
Not a long time, you know, but yeah, I love what you're doing. I think it's great. I think it's going to go far. Your TikTok's already, I mean, you already have a good following on TikTok.
Thank you.
And you're going to continue to do things and to do big things.
It's, I mean, you know, like I was saying, I'm trying not to worry about the end result, whatever I'm even hoping that is. It's like, how cool is it?
Mm-hmm.
You know, every time I like drive up to do this, I'm like, how fucking cool is it that, you know, 3.5 years ago, I was almost like ODing, trying to fucking detox myself at home. And now I'm going to just like chat with other alcoholics.
Yeah.
And I think like this has been because you know, I'm dating a normie, and so I'm like surrounded by normies a lot, and this is giving me the opportunity to be like with my people. Like
Right.
I know for fucking sure one night a week I'm gonna get to talk to my people,
Right.
and like and not really, you know, and just like having a fucking conversation with someone who understands,
Who gets it.
yeah. And like you said, if there's one person who's watching that relates to something like that is worth it, and even if I don't get that, it's like I fucking had a good time, you know.
Yeah.
It was helpful for me, so why not? And like I think too, I kind of got into this place where I was not really doing anything recovery at all, and I was like feeling the effects of that for sure. Because like you said, I had really gotten to a place too where I wasn't looking over my shoulder anymore. And then I like started like looking over my shoulder again. I was like, okay, fuck, like I just got like weird paranoid anxiety, whatever. And I was like, well, I think I know like what to do here. I just need to fucking do some shit again. And like as soon as I opened the door back to that, I get a call from a Swansea I hadn't heard from in like years, and she's still sober, but we just hadn't talked.
Right. She
calls me, and like basically we do a fifth step, and it is every thought that I have had, like every like thing. Like it was like I wrote it, like genuinely.
Yeah.
And so then I have to, you know, put the sponsor hat on and be like, okay, well, and here's how we handle that. And then it was like, I was like, okay, well, you fucking listen to what you're saying. And so then I call my sponsor and I tell her what just happened. And then she tells me some feedback that I needed to hear about this experience that I just had. And like, it was like a spiritual experience moment that I didn't even know was like a thing I could have.
Right.
And it just reminded me, like, as much as I would love to, you know, and I think we actually talked about this when I was on yours, about like, my goal wasn't, I want to be in an AA room every single day of my life.
Right.
Like, my goal was to have a normal life. But like, to have a normal life, I still have to do some fucking shit. Because I'm still crazy at the end of the day. If I don't do the stuff, I'm fucking nuts.
I'm a big believer that you definitely have to be reminded of where you were.
Yeah.
And like God shows that to me all the time. Like I get humbled very quickly, especially whenever I think like I've got this figured out. Like we were driving the other day, and I always give, if I see anybody homeless and I have money on me, we always give it to them. And this guy, we were pulling up, we wasn't arguing, but Destiny wanted to eat at one place. I wanted to eat somewhere else, and my daughter's not eating a sandwich no matter what. Like, she's the pickiest eater of the three. So I'm like, well, we'll go here for you, and if me and Kaylin don't like it, then we'll go somewhere else, and then we have three options, pretty much, right? And we pull up to this homeless guy, and he's asking for money, or he wasn't even asking for money, I don't think, but I told Destiny, hey, give me some ones. So she gave me some ones, and I gave them to him, and I always ask what their name is, and always kind of chit-chat with them. And he was like, thank y'all so much. God bless y'all. And as he was talking to us, he had a jar of peanut butter. And he was sticking his fingers in the peanut butter and digging it out and eating it. And I told him, we'll keep you in our prayers. God bless you. I rolled up the window. We drove for like 15 seconds. And I was like, he was fucking eating out of a peanut butter jar with his fingers. And I just started crying.
Yeah.
And Destiny was like, we were fucked up about it.
Yeah.
Because 3 minutes ago, we're bitching about the 3 restaurants that we can go eat at, and this guy's digging out of a peanut butter jar. I mean, that's how my God humbles me a lot of times and shows me, be grateful, because I can take it from you if I want it.
Yeah.
And, like, that's where, you know, because I don't know if I shouldn't say he'll take it from me, but I can lose it just as quick as I got it, right? And we had a guy come on the podcast not long ago. Something he said, it's something I've heard my whole life. This too shall pass. And he said it, and I was like, oh, yeah, I say that all the time when bad things happen. And he said, I say it when the good things happen. Because those good times are going to pass too. I know when I'm here, this is going to pass too, and I'm going to come back down. Yeah. And I've got to be prepared and let myself know that this good moment that I'm in is going to pass as well. So that's something that like I remember, like even when I'm here, this isn't going to last forever. I'm going to have to be prepared to come down here, and I've got to be prepared for that spot too, because I know when I'm down there, it's not going to last long either. You know, so it's just a roller coaster.
It really is.
But sobriety is so much easier than what my life was before. Yeah. Like this shit show. And don't get me wrong, I still like drama. I still like this. Like people at work are like, man, why are you? Because I enjoy it. Yeah. I like it. This is what I knew for 10 years. And I love a shit show. Yeah. But I can still have a little shit show here and there, but not have that shit show. Yeah. You know, I still show up. I still show up on time. Yeah. I don't like, it's just when I call in sick now, they're not worried that I'm smoking meth or anything. Like I'm really sick these days. Yeah. I'm just really sick, guys.
It's wild.
Yeah.
It's like that thing, you know, when they say like the more money you make, your lifestyle just it just adapts naturally, and like you don't really feel the extra money.
Right.
I feel like that's what happens with my life in sobriety. Like I get all of these positive things, and I just adapt. And so my like tolerance for bad things goes down. Like I'm like, well, this is fucking annoying. When in like 6 months ago, that would have been like a good thing to happen to me. But my life is improving so much that I forget how bad shit used to be and how much I fucking would put like for instance, when I got sober, I was living in a 350 square foot home that was like genuinely like tilted on the ground, and the reason I ended up having to move out was because the ceiling collapsed. Like that's literally, and I was there for 2 years in sobriety.
I still would have stayed in my addiction. This ain't no big deal.
It was like $800 a month to live in my own little house. Wow. And it was like close to downtown. I mean, I loved it, but it was honestly such a piece of shit, like in every single way.
Something you would never live in now.
Exactly. Right. And I've lived in my apartment now since then, a year and a half. And I look back on pictures and I'm like, ew, that's fucking disgusting. When I lived there, I loved it. And that was in sobriety. Yeah. That was genuinely like, I was 2 years sober when I left. But I get so greedy with the shit that I've acquired, like be it emotionally or like physically or financially. I'm just like, God, my life is so terrible. And it's like, girl, what are you fucking talking about? And that's why I fucking like my sponsor. She was like, you are so hyper identified with the version of you that was an active addiction, which is true. I do like on my TikTok, I'm always telling the story about me being in the ditch, like, because I have to remember the ditch. Yeah. But she's like, you also should look at what your life is like in sobriety. She's like, it's good to remember. Because I can't let myself forget. Yeah. Because I don't even feel like the same person. But like I have to remind myself every day, no, that was straight up you in that ditch. That was you who said you were pregnant when you were drunk. Like, that was you, bitch. Yeah. But I just, I forget.
Yeah, that's something I always say, stay humble, stay grounded. And don't forget where you were, because you can easily get back there. Yeah. Very easily. I mean, I can make one bad decision, which would be using meth, and I don't know where I would stop. Yeah. There's no, like, I'm a that's the one thing. I don't do any drugs, but that is the one drug that if you put in front of me and I did it, I don't know where I'm going to stop. Yeah. And it doesn't matter if my daughter's in the other room. If I'm going to use it, I'm going to use it. Yeah. So that's what I always say is stay humble, stay grounded, and remember where you were. And it's very good to go back to where you were.
Yeah.
Think about it in your mind. Don't go back physically.
Yep.
But remember where you were, because you could easily get back there.
Yeah.
So I think it's very healthy to always remember those ditch stories, or when you got pregnant when you wasn't pregnant. Fuck. Now that I think about it, I think I've been told that before. I'm just kidding.
It was probably a lie.
It's my sister. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, shit. What's crazy is like I never even thought about it before. But in that moment, it came to me like a dream. It was like, I am pregnant.
Sit down, mom and dad.
Everybody, please, like if you could just wait on me hand and foot, I am with child. It was just insane.
How much was the Uber to Oklahoma?
It was $800.
Wow.
It was $800.
That's brilliant.
And
if I was an Uber driver and that came across my thing, even if it's $800, I'm like, there ain't fucking no way.
Well, the thing was, like, when I got in the car, one of the times, because I did this twice, and obviously it was hammered both times, so I don't really remember which was which, but he was like, this address is wrong. And I was like, no, it's correct. Would you be willing to take me there? And 2 times they were. The first time I went, the pregnant time, I made good friends with that Uber driver. We stopped at the casino. We literally kissed at McDonald's.
Oh, wow.
It was like, I've left that part out of my But he was so nice. And he was like down for we stopped at I was like really fixated on tornadoes.
Y'all had an Uber date.
We did.
Yeah.
Mind you, I'm going to my ex-boyfriend's house.
To tell him you're not pregnant, but you are.
Correct. And I was like so fixated on tornadoes at this time. I think like when my life gets really bad, I like fixate on tornadoes, like true crime, like things that are seemingly worse than what I'm going through. And so I was like fascinated by tornadoes, and I was like, would you mind if we like stopped at like in Moore, Oklahoma, because they had that really fucking bad like EF5, and I'd like been watching all these YouTube videos about it. So we just drive through the town, and he was like, okay, well obviously things have been cleaned up in the last 10 years. Like it's just a town.
Yeah.
But he drove me there. He was really cool. And I told this story on TikTok, and I was like, if anyone knows this man, like I would love to say thank you and also I'm sorry. And someone, like, we got close to him because someone goes, was this near Louisville, Texas? And I was like, yes, it was. And they were like, I was at a bar, like, around this time with a guy who was saying that he had just driven someone, like a girl from Louisville to Tulsa. And I was like, that's my guy.
He said it was the best kisser I've ever had.
Yeah, he was like, we had such a good time. And she was like really chill and normal, but she was pregnant. And he had my back on that.
So I wonder if he looks back and it's like, if you're the one that got away.
Surely not.
Like if he's like, man, I should have got her phone number. I should have did something more.
He certainly was like, this chick is insane.
Yeah.
Because I was absolutely, once I got in the car, and this is the insanity of addiction. When I think about my addiction and like the people I hurt, I think about my mom's face in that moment because I had never seen anything so like, they had never been that disappointed in me.
Yeah.
And I spent my whole life trying to like impress them. And so I think about that. But then 5 minutes later, once we're like scot-free and we're on the highway, I was like, all right, let's fucking go. I was like, now I'm with someone who doesn't know me. They don't know the backstory. They don't know that I'm supposed to be sober right now. I can live. And like, I wanted to stay in that Uber forever. I didn't want to get to my destination.
Right.
I just wanted to be with this person who didn't know anything about me. Like, that's what I was searching for.
The no judgment zone.
Yeah.
Right?
I would get on planes, trains, Ubers. I was just trying to get away from everything in my life.
Right.
But you can't, as we know, you can't do that.
You can get away, but you're going to... When I get away, I'm going to start fucking things up here and here. And that reputation might not go with me, but I'm going to start a new one here.
Yeah.
I'm going to start a new one here, start a new one there. And I'm going to burn all those bridges too.
If I spent 6 more hours with that Uber driver, he would have hated my ass. I would have been pregnant with his child by the end of it. I'm sorry. It really was. It's all, it's all a journey. And these are, the stories are fun now. And I think that's like, a lot of people are like, I don't like war stories because, you know, I don't want to glorify my thing. It's like nothing about that was fun in the moment.
Right.
But I like to tell it and laugh because someone who's actively going through something, like, let's be so clear. In that moment in time, I was in the lowest spot of my life.
Right.
Now it's fucking hilarious because I'm not there anymore. And
Right.
that's the story. Like, that's the hope.
Right.
That these, like, that's why I think these stories are worth being told, and why you can laugh at them is that life does get better, and you look back on these things that you thought you would never overcome.
Right.
And you can literally laugh at them. That was terrible. I didn't have $800.
Yeah.
Everyone in my life was like, why did you just do that? It was horrible. Now it's hilarious. And no
It's
one
funny.
thinks about
Me
it.
and my sponsor was talking about this today. My sponsor works with me. And he's been sober less time with me. I used to get high with him all the time.
Really?
And then he got really, like, he was working in a rehab before he came back to work with us. And I loved that he understood. One, I couldn't give him any bullshit.
Yeah.
But I loved that he understood, like, the book. But he wasn't a thumper like that.
Yeah.
But he could point you in the right direction. And we were talking today, and he's been sober for over 2 years. And his low point, and what he talks about in our meetings all the time, was on a park bench in Alvin, Texas. He had just got out of jail. He had, like, his phone service, he had got, I don't know if it was prepaid, but it was turning off that night, and he had nowhere to go. And he was sitting on a park bench in Alvin, Texas, and he sent out a text message to 3 different people saying, hey, I'm on a park bench in Alvin, Texas. If you can come pick me up, I'd love you forever. And he said he knew at midnight the cell phone service was going. It's gone.
This is like Cinderella.
So he doesn't know if these messages even got to the right destination, and nobody could respond back. So he said he waited there till 9 the next morning, and someone showed up that actually got the text.
Wow.
Someone showed up and picked him up, and that was it. But he always talks about that story because he never wants to forget about that park bench in Alvin, Texas. And we were talking today, and I was like, we were talking about, our lawyer was in there today, and she was telling us how happy she is for us and how impressed that she is. She was telling me, like, I did not ever think that you was going to be able to fix it. I never thought it. And she said, whenever, you know, I know when I went to rehab, nobody in there thought I was going to be able to stay sober. And then I was talking to my sponsor, and I was like 2 years ago, could you have ever imagined this? Because he's been sober and he's like, fuck no. Like, no, I didn't think. Like, we literally we had a 15-minute break and then an hour and a half lunch. We would leave on our 15-minute break and drive to his hotel that he stayed at, which was 15 minutes away, just to go smoke and get high. And then we would convince each other, like, they're not going to notice that we're coming back in late.
Yeah.
And we would drive. We did this every single day. And then for lunch, we have an hour and a half lunch, and we're showing back up late every single time because we didn't want to stop.
Yeah.
And, like, to see how far he's came, I'm so proud of him. Even though he's my sponsor, I got to see his growth too. And, like, it's insane.
Yeah.
It really is the happiness that you find in sobriety. Like, I thought sobriety was going to be boring as fuck. Like, there's not going to be any more fun. I'm not going to be able to go places. We're going to do karaoke night tonight. I'm not going to get high. We're going to go do karaoke and just have fun doing karaoke and cheer each other on. We might do a song together. We did what did we do? Colt 45 Two Zigzags. Destiny had to sing all the words because I don't really know some of them. So Destiny was she was doing all the, you know, when it talks about banging this chick and that chick, that was Destiny talking about it. But I was in the same boat. I thought life was going to suck. I think that's what a lot of people think, is life is going to suck. I'm going to have to deal with these problems on my own, and I'm not going to be able to escape from them. And I think that's scary for a lot of people. Yeah. It's terrifying, you know, but you can do it. I always say that it's not easy, but it's doable. And if you put anything in front of me that's doable, I can do it.
Yeah.
Now, a lot of it's mindset too. Like, you got to have the right mindset, and you got to have the right supporting cast around you. That was a big deal for me. Is of the people that I hung out with in addiction, there's 3 of them that I would say were friends, and I can't hang out with those friends anymore, and it sucks. But I can love them from a distance, and I let all of them know whenever I got sober, here's the deal, and they understood it. They got it. And if you ever want to come to this side, I'll be the first to help you.
Yeah.
I'll get you in rehab. I'll get you in detox. I'll do whatever I need to do to get you over on this side. But I had to realign myself with people like you, people that was also in the fight and trying to get where I was trying to get.
Yeah.
And then also people that are already there, you know, that they have something that I want. That laughter that you hear whenever you walk in a room that we thought was fake as fuck.
Yep.
Like the first girl that I sat beside, I say this all the time. She was like, "Oh my God, it's my 1 year. How long have you been sober?" I'm like, "Bitch, I've been sober for 12 days and I will kill you right now." And she's like, "It's going to be the greatest time of your life. You're going to this." And I was thinking, there's like, this bitch is brainwashed.
Yeah.
Right. And every time I see her now, I say, "Man, you were so right."
Yeah.
Like, thank you. I wanted to slap her that day.
Yeah.
But now I'm like, and that's what I try to tell people now, like, it gets easier. There's still going to be some bad times. There's still going to be some days that are not good. I mean, I went to 3 funerals from people from the rooms in the last 3 months.
Damn.
You know, and that sucks. One of them was my roommate whenever I was in rehab. You know, he was my cellie, as we call it. And, you know, unfortunately, in what we're in, we're going to lose a lot of people that we love.
Yeah.
And we're going to meet a lot of people that aren't going to be here tomorrow. And that's the thing that I don't think some people get used to. That I don't think I ever will. I hope that I never do.
Yeah.
Because I you know, but I know that I was blessed to know that person for the time that I had them, because the reason I feel so hurt from their loss is because God gave me someone that I could love.
Yeah.
And that was worth loving in my life. You know, and that's kind of how I always look at them.
Yeah.
You know, and unfortunately, you know, their family's the one that's probably going to suffer the most. You know, because there's always that shoulda, coulda, woulda.
Yeah.
You know.
I really think, like, it's also so hard because sometimes you knew people in addiction and then you know them sober, and it's cool because you get to kind of know 2 different human beings, and you get to see them on the other side of it, and this amazing person that you didn't know existed under everything. And we are, like, genuinely some of the best of us. Like, truly, the funniest people I've ever met, the smartest people I've ever met have all been addicts. And it's such a loss when you lose them, because and or when someone relapses and they're still alive, because you lose them again too.
Oh yeah.
And it's like, I have a friend who, you know, you have to grieve someone who's living, because the person that you got to know in sobriety is no longer there.
Yeah.
And it's weird because being on the other side of it, I feel like I can empathize more with my family and what I put them through, because I'm an alcoholic. I know what addiction is like. But when I see someone I care about relapse, I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, why would you do that?
I feel the same way.
And I'm like, but I get it.
Yeah.
But I'm like, still so pissed. So I can't even imagine not understanding.
Yeah.
Like, how frustrating that would be.
Yeah.
That's like the weird, I think it's a weird thing, like, that has allowed me to give some grace to people who I should have forgiven anyways for how they treated me when I was in addiction. But, like, if I don't fucking get it, how could I expect them to? And even if they got it, it was still, I was still fucking them over, and they had every right to be as upset as they were.
Right.
It's healing to be on the other side of it, and to really experience what you put people through, because you can see them in a different light.
And you get it.
Yeah.
That's the thing, is like, sometimes I've had it happen to me where I'm so pissed at you, but the other side of me says, but you would have done that too if you were in your addiction still.
Yeah.
And I have to have grace. Even though I'm pissed off, I've got to say, I get it. Like, I understand, because I would have done the same shit. Like, someone got in the car with us, I won't say their name. We're sober, and they had some drugs on them, and we got pulled over because I ran a stop sign. And the cop's like, we're going to search everyone. I was like, search away, baby. No problem here. Well, the person that we picked up had drugs on him.
Shit.
And I'm like, I'm thinking in my head, like, you know that at that time I'm like 2 years sober. She's a year sober. How the fuck are you going to bring something in our car?
Yeah.
Knowing, but then I know that if I was in my addiction and I was leaving somewhere for 2 hours, there ain't no way I'm leaving my shit at home.
Yeah.
I'm bringing it with me, and I don't care who's in the car, even my daughter. So I have to remember, like, I have to have that grace and say, I get it.
Yeah.
I get it. I don't agree with it, but I get it because I would have done the same shit.
And everybody's just at a different point in their journey, and you're just catching me at a good point in mine. But
right.
If you'd caught me on pregnancy day, it'd be a different story. And I think, like, too, it is, I have to stop myself from being high and mighty. Like, I have a bunch of normie friends that I knew from college or whatever, and I'm, of course, the DD for a lot of things. Mm-hmm. And someone recently tried to bring, like, a beer in my car, and I was like, if I've never gotten an open container before, I'm sure as shit not getting it now. And they're like, oh, you're so fucking, like, and I was like, right, because I would have been the one who's, like, smuggling in this
for
can.
sure.
I don't fucking care about your car. Like, fuck you. Mm-hmm. And now I'm like, you know, I catch myself being like, wow, these drunk idiots.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
And it's like, what are you talking about?
We had someone on our podcast, Aaliyah. You know who Aaliyah is? Mm-hmm. Love Aaliyah. She's about to have a baby. Or she might have already had her baby. Wow. But she was on there, and we were talking about some vitamins that you can take. Mm-hmm. She wasn't pregnant at the time. And she's like, yeah, but what's in it? Like, before I put that in my body, I want to know what. And I was like, shut the fuck up. Like, when we were doing drugs, you never asked, well, what's in it? You were just give it to me. Give it to me. But now that we're sober, we're like, oh my God, what's in it? Like, is there vitamin C in there? Yeah, well, I don't want to put that in my body. Yeah, it's but it's crazy that, you know, that's the transformation that, because I was a meth addict, but I would have done anything that you had. Yeah. Except weed. Weed really fucked me up. Oh yeah. Weed. I don't know how people smoke weed.
Same. It was, and like, I always wanted to love it. Yeah. Because it was like, you know, it makes you creative, whatever. No, it fucking made me paranoid. I always thought I pissed my pants. Every time I smoked weed, thought I pissed my pants.
I literally went to different places when I smoked weed so often. Mm-hmm. Like, if a girl came over and she's like, hey, you want to smoke some weed? I wasn't going to say no. Yeah. But I'm like, I'm about to ruin every chance I have with this girl because she's going to think I'm so fucking weird after this that she's not going to stay. She's going home, and she's calling someone to come get her quickly, right? And but that's what weed does to it. It was like acid mixed with everything else that was hallucinating, and just like put me over, and I was paranoid as fuck. Yeah. Like, we would be sitting here and I'd be like, what are you talking about? And you're like, I didn't say shit. No, you were just talking about your mom in the kitchen. I didn't say shit about a mom in the kitchen. That's what it did to me.
That's exactly my experience with it. And it's so strange because I just know so many people who it just like chills them out
all day.
I'm
just
literally
smoking.
Not with us anymore.
Yeah.
Like, I genuinely had this like weird thing where I thought I was pissing my pants every time, and but I would be so nervous that I'd be sweating. Yeah. So then it was even more confusing because I'm like, is that sweat or is it pee? And I go to the bathroom and I'd be like, I'm not seeing anything, but I know I've pissed myself. Right. And everyone's in there talking about how I pissed my pants, and like,
she left a wet stain in the chair.
But I kept trying it because I'm a fucking alcoholic addict, and so I was like, surely the next time will be what everyone else is experiencing. Yeah. Got to a point where one day I really did piss my pants because I thought that I already had. Yeah,
said fuck it. I was cold.
Like, and I didn't like actively, but I was like a little bit. I guess I have a little bit of more pee, but then I pissed my pants for the first time.
Yeah, it's all right.
It was just, you know, that's not other people's experience, but that was mine.
Yeah,
I thought booze was what took me to what I felt like other people were having with.
Really?
Weed. I was like, I am myself still, but I'm a better version of myself. Mm-hmm. I was clearly so much worse, but that's what I thought. I was like, this is like mommy's special juice. Yeah. Like, I need to be a normal human being.
And see, I think that's the other thing that people get like, I think when you're in it for so long, like, most people don't feel like they can be themselves unless they put something in their body. I had a sponsor that used to always tell me, you got to ask yourself, why are you putting something in your body to make yourself feel better? Because you shouldn't have to put something in your body to make yourself feel better. So, but I think that's where a lot of people, like, sobriety sounds like it sucks because I'm not going to be able to be myself if I don't have something. Like, I can't go to a bar and not drink and be able to talk to a woman. Yeah. That's insane. What am I going to say to her? Hi, my name's but that's what a lot of people think. Yeah. And it's just a mind thing. It's definitely, like, don't get me wrong, it probably helps a little, but that doesn't mean that you can't get to that point without using it.
Well, and I've found too that like I had so many ideas about myself that I've now found to be untrue. Like, or they were true at the time, but they're not anymore. Like, I could have never, like, I was so bad with eye contact. Like, I felt so uncomfortable in social situations. Like, that was a big part of why I started drinking was, like, I could talk to people that I didn't know, and I was really shy. And now, like, when I got sober, I was like, I'm never going to fucking be able to talk to anyone that, like, I know or don't know. It doesn't really matter. And I found that I'm way more outgoing now than I ever was when I was drinking, because when I was drinking, I was like, I need to drink to cure this thing in me. But then I'd get so drunk that then I became antisocial.
Nobody didn't want to be around you.
Yeah, and like, they didn't want to be around me. I didn't want to be around them because they didn't fucking get it.
Yeah.
And now it's like
Fuck you.
You guys will never understand how hard I have it. And I'm smoking a cigarette in the back of the bar, and they're ushering me out. Like, and in my mind, I was like, yes, this is what I need to be more social.
Right.
But I never fucking was. And I was like, that was never my problem. I just wanted an excuse to need it, I think. And like, I thought that about myself. I thought like, I like going on a date. Fuck you. I never want, like, I could never have done that before.
Yeah.
Now I'm like, whatever, it doesn't matter. Like, I have a new perspective now where it's like, dude, I almost died. What's this social interaction gonna do?
Yeah.
I was literally in the ditch. Like, I think I can talk to a human being and look them in their eyes.
Like, we had a girl come on the podcast last week. Her name is Autumn. And she was saying something. So she helped me with something that she said last week about comparing myself to others. Because for example, there's a guy that works with me that started the same start date that I did. But we took different roads, right? I took addiction and gambling and all this. And he took being successful and making money. And he's so much further in my mind. He's so much further in life than what I am, because he has such a nice house and he has all these cars and he blah, blah, blah. And even in sobriety, I would find myself kicking myself because I'm like, fuck, I could have been where he is, but I'm not where he is. I'm still over here and I should have been there. And she was like, you know what? You can't compare yourself to other people because you had a different journey.
Yeah.
And if you really think about it, you overcame drug addiction. Most people can't fucking overcome drug addiction, so who cares what he's doing in his life?
Yeah. Most
people couldn't have handled drug addiction and got through it to the other side. So don't compare yourself, because y'all just took different journeys. Like, and that helped me, because that's something that I find myself comparing myself to others that are more successful or have more money or have whatever, you know, materialistic shit.
Yeah.
And she's like, yeah, but you overcame drug addiction. Like, he didn't. You did. And who's to say that if he would have had a drug addiction, he could have not overcame it? Yeah. Right? So that's like, it's crazy when you start getting different guests. You're going to like take little tidbits from what they say and what they do. And it's just like in a meeting, right? When you hear something someone says in a meeting really good, like especially like a punchline or a little phrase, it's like, I'm taking that shit. I'm using that. That shit sounded so good. But when you start hearing the people's stories, you start taking things from their life. Yeah. And you start taking things from their sobriety. And it's something so simple. Like this too shall pass. I've used that my whole life when things were terrible, but I've never used it when things were amazing. Yeah. Right? But you start taking those little things and you start learning from other people that you would have never thought you would have learned. During our addiction, we wouldn't have learned shit from each other. Yeah. Except that we're selfish as fuck and don't run out of drugs around me, because I'm gonna fucking become violent. Right? And it was funny. Destiny was asking me the other day, when you used to run out of drugs, did you act this way? Because I was being selfish about something. I was like, probably a hell of a lot worse. You know. You don't want to see me like that. Yeah, you don't want to see me like that. You don't want to see me looking on the carpet, searching for shit. But.
Well, we're going to do our segment portion of this. Okay. So the first one is called Rock Bottom and Pink Cloud. And it's your rock bottom of the week and your pink cloud of the week.
Of the week?
Of the week.
Okay.
So I'm going to let you go first because I literally just did this yesterday, so I have to think of a new one.
Rock bottom for the week. And then the pink cloud would be what? Like
the best thing.
The best thing. It's actually probably the same. Mm-hmm. Okay? So we're getting married in 2 weeks. Amazing. Destiny ordered this dress off TikTok Shop. Terrible idea. And it was a beautiful dress, mm-hmm. right? What she wanted. And when you ordered it, I thought she did it off Amazon because it gets here quick. TikTok mm-hmm. Shop said that it would be here in time, and then she gets an email saying, "Hey, it might not be there until this day." And then if you don't get it by September, we'll refund it. We get married in 2 weeks, not in September, right? So she's crying and she's distraught and terrible. That was probably the terrible moment, mm-hmm. the downfall. But in the same breath, the reason we work so well together is because when you're down, I'm going to pick you up. Mm-hmm. And when she's down, she picks me up too. Yeah. Right? So I'm like, well, fuck it. Let's figure it out. Mm-hmm. So we go to all these different dress shops. And now I'm getting fired up more about the wedding because now I'm like involved in it. Like she's been telling me, like, get excited about it. I'm like, I'm a guy. We don't get excited about this shit, right? You're a girl. You're supposed to, it's your day. It's not my day. But now we're going to all these different, so we're going to these different stores, and apparently women know when they walk in a store, they're not going to have what I'm looking for. Guys don't know that. Yeah. So I'm like, well, let's just ask. So I'm asking, and they're like, yeah, we don't have that. She's like, I told you. And she's all sad and shit. So I'm like, well, we're figuring. So I asked my buddy, he goes to Disney every year with his kids, mm-hmm. and he has a woman that makes all of their costumes for every single day. Oh, damn. Same with Comic-Con. They go to Comic-Con every year, and she makes a costume for them for every single day. Shit. So I'm like, I wonder if she can make a dress in literally like 6 days. Mm-hmm. So I got the number from him. I text her and I called her today. I text her, and of course I'm an ex-addict. I don't have time to be waiting for you to respond. Yep. So I'm already calling you like a fucking psycho. Like, hey, did you get my message? I know you don't know who I am. And she's like, yes. I said, can you do it? And she said, I can have a dress done in that time frame. No problem. She said, you have to go buy all the material. So I'm calling Destiny. I'm like, fucking send me the pictures. Mm-hmm. Send it to me. So we're sending the pictures off to her, and she says, yes, I can make that. So she tells us what to go get. So whenever I text you earlier and said 7:30, right? And you're like, no, 7. We were literally at Hobby Lobby buying all the material for this dress. We've already went to one Hobby Lobby. They didn't have all of it. So we get to the next one, and Destiny's like, they don't have my color. And I'm like, did you bring the bag in? Because I'm telling her, bring the bag in so we can match it. She's mm-hmm. like, oh, it's not the same color. So I went out and got the bag. It was the same color. So now we got like 6 more yards. We're like one yard away. One yard away. We got to go to one more Hobby Lobby, and we need 13 yards of the other lace. Right? Is
there 3 Hobby Lobbies in the area?
We're going to find them all.
There's one in San Marcos.
Yeah, well, there's 2. Look, when I was in my GHB addiction, I used to go to every Sally's beauty store. When I lived in Beaumont, I lived in Vidor. Mm-hmm. I would drive from Vidor all the way to Lafayette, Louisiana, which is 2 hours away. And I would map out every Sally's and every Albertsons because they sold a super glue remover that only had gamma hydroxybutylactone in it, which is GHB. The chemical form, and I would go to every one of them and buy them up. So if I could do that shit, yes, we can hit up every Hobby Lobby in this motherfucker to get this dress. So that's my pink cloud. I was able to get to see her cry, but in a good way, because now she's going to get the dress that she wants. Yay. And she's going to go get measured tomorrow, and the lady's going to make it all for her. It's going to be great.
Wow, that's so special. Like, that ended up being great. It's going to be custom made.
It's going to be custom, and you get to show everybody. Yep. It's going to be great. So there's my downfall and my upfall in the same way.
Hell yeah. I'm going to go in the same vein. So I was, again, this is like so now my problems compared to what they used to be. But I was so fucking annoyed because someone's apartment, like, I've never seen a roach in my apartment, right? Mm-hmm. It's just perfectly pristine and clean all the time.
Even during addiction?
No, God.
Oh, okay.
Oh my God, I was like Roach City back then.
Okay.
But now I've never seen one in this apartment that I'm currently in. And we get this email last week where they're like, they're coming to spray for roaches. But apparently it's so bad that like you have to take everything out of your kitchen. The cabinets, the drawers, mm-hmm. everything. Like you have to completely, all the appliances, take them out of like where they are, including like the microwave and the oven. Really? I'm like, sorry, I'm literally just a girl. I don't know how to take the dishwasher out of where it is. So I'm having to figure all this shit out, and I'm so annoyed because I'm like, I've never seen a roach. Like, what motherfuckers out here with roaches that I'm having to do this and inconvenience myself and blah, blah, blah. So I took it all out. I was so annoyed. And so that's my rock bottom. But then my pink cloud was, I had an attitude adjustment about it. And they came, and the guy who was spraying was actually so nice. And I was like, okay, so how long do I have to wait? He was like, girl, just put it back. It's fine. You'll be fine.
Yeah.
So I took this opportunity to reorganize everything in my apartment, and now everything just feels so it feels perfect again. I feel excited to go home again.
Yeah.
And I mean, obviously that's not a big deal, but it was after I did that, I was like, I really got to start reframing a lot of things that happened to me, because I could have easily been so annoyed that I had to put all this shit back after they came. Why am I doing that when I could just have a better attitude and then make this something that is a positive?
Yeah.
You could easily do that.
I always tell Dest when something bad happens, it's if this is the worst thing that we go through this year or this month, it's going to be a great fucking month.
Yeah.
Her dress not being there, right? If that's the worst thing that happens this year, we'll find something else. It's not a terrible idea. It's not. Now, in my mind, I'm probably not that positive. I'm probably fuck, she's not going to get the dress that she wants. Yeah. But I've got to keep the straight face for her and say, hey, it's going to be okay. We're going to figure it out. Yeah. So that's what I always say. When I got out of rehab, I had a car, terrible car, but it was the only one that someone actually gave it to me. And let me pay them $300 a week on it, and it was a terrible car. But I had no car, so I was like, "Well, I wrecked my car, so this is all I had." But when I paid it off, I had got another car, and I still had that one. So this guy that went to rehab with me needed a car, and he was sober at the time. So I was like, "Got a car for you, take it." He said, "How much you want for it?" I said, "Nothing." I said, "I don't want anything for it." I paid $2,000 for it. I said, "Just stay sober. Get a job, put insurance on it, and just give it back to me when you're done, right? When you move up, just give it back to me." Perfect. Now, if you relapse, you got to bring it back to me. Well, of course, when you relapse, I couldn't find the motherfucker, right? And I get a call from the guy that I bought the car from, a month later after I hadn't heard from this guy. He's like, "Hey, did you wreck the car?" I was like, "I'm not even driving the car." He's like, "Well, it's at a tow yard." I'm like, "What the fuck?" So I go up there, and apparently this guy was running from the cops, wrecked the car, got out and fucking ran. So they just towed the car. The cops weren't even chasing him, is what he thought. Because he was on meth. He thought cops were chasing him, so he wrecked it into a telephone pole, got out and ran off. And when I talked to him after that, he was like, "I was wondering why the cops never chased me, because there was never any cops out there." Right. But you just wrecked it, and then they pulled up and they had it towed hours later because someone just left it there. But it was completely totaled out. And the tow yard place said, "Well, you could probably, you owe us $1,400 if you take it from us. I'm not paying that because it's been sitting there." So people were like, "Oh my God, I can't believe he did that to you." And I was like, "Dude, if this is the worst thing that happens to me this year, so I'm out $2,000 on a fucking car and he didn't die or kill anybody. I'm pretty okay with that.
Yeah,
that's
I like that.
That's kind of how I went back, but there's gonna be some bad things that happen, but it can be way worse. Yeah, and it can be way worse compared to what we used to go through. I
like that a lot. I'm gonna steal that.
Yeah, steal it. If this is the worst thing that happens, it's gonna be a great year.
Because I have a lot of worst case scenario thinking, so my thoughts always well, something worse will happen. But if I can just be if this is the worst thing that's happening, that might be helpful.
Yeah, try it. It works for me.
I like it.
She hates it sometimes. She's like, "Oh, fucking the worst," Yeah. Yeah. But we pick each other. I mean, that's what we do. We pick each other up. Some days, I don't know. Some days I get sad. Do you ever just get sad for no fucking reason?
Yes.
I don't remember being depressed in my addiction. Maybe because I was self-medicating. Yeah. I'm sure I was depressed, but I don't remember. But there's some days now, I used to always think that that's just a mind thing. But there's some days now where I get sad, and I don't know why. I'm just fucking sad. And I'll come home and I'm telling Dest, and she's always, "It's okay, blah 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 blah." And there's some days that I need you to just hug me and say it's going to be okay, right? But there's some days I need you to say, hey, stop being a bitch, right? Because you've been doing this for like a day or two now, and I'm not dealing with it anymore, and you're fucking making it miserable for everybody. And then sometimes she does the same thing where I'm a fixer, like the dress. Let's go fix it. We're going to go. And she's like, some days I just want you to tell me it's going to be okay, and you don't have to go fix it for me. Some days. So, you know.
Yeah.
But I'm able to show up for those moments now. Like if I was still using, I wouldn't have her in my life. There's no way.
Yeah.
I would have ruined this. She would have ran off a long time ago.
Yeah.
You know. So.
I was telling my boyfriend recently. I was like, I was feeling sad, and I was telling him like when I feel sad, I have to intervene. Like I have to do something to make me feel better, or I will just be sad like continuously. And then if I'm there for too long, then we don't know what's going to happen. I'm either going to relapse or I'm going to self-sabotage the good things in my life or both at the same time.
Right.
So I have to intervene before it gets to that point. And like, so I said to him, I was like, I have to do something before I do something that I can't undo. And like, he's a normie. So he's like, he was thinking like, you're going to kill yourself. And I was like, oh, no. Oh, no. I just mean like, if I drink, like I can't undrink and then you'll never see me again.
Right.
And I won't have you in my life. Like, and he's always like, you know, I would stick by your side. Like, obviously I don't want you to do that, but I'd be by your side. I'm like,
you ain't never seen me drunk.
I will allow you to be like, I'll give you no choice, but you would have to abandon me. Like, people didn't leave because they wanted to. I gave them no choice but to.
Right.
But anyways, okay. Our final segment is called Close My Tab. And this is something that in your life that you want to let go of. So you're closing the tab on something that is holding you back, something that you want to, you know, let go of. My example is always, I'm not going to do it this time, please. But literally for multiple weeks in a row, it's been, like I'm closing the tab on not being in the present moment, like thinking about the future or, you know, ruminating about the past. But today I'm going to close my tab on something different this time. And it's going to be, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to start trying to reframe things, and I'm going to leave like really just letting myself get worked up about stupid fucking shit. Like, and I'm going to start implementing what you said. You know, if this is the worst thing that happens this week or this month, like, then it's fucking, we're doing great. Yeah. I like that a lot. So I'm closing my tab on not doing that.
See, closing my tab. I'm going to close my tab on being okay with who I am and where I am right now. Rather than always wanting more. Yeah. Or always not being satisfied. I think you can always do better. I think you can always move up. But I think sometimes I shit on myself for not being where I need to be or where I want to be. Yeah. Or not being the best version of myself for somebody, or not showing up, not being the best. Like, I'm a great dad, but I'm like, oh, I can always do better. Yeah. And so I think I'm going to close my tab on not pissing on myself so much and just being, you know what, you're doing a good job now. Yeah. You're just doing a good job now.
And you're both closing your tab on being unmarried.
Yes.
Yay.
Sorry, ladies.
I'm so happy about that. That's so exciting.
Yeah. We're pretty much married now.
Yeah.
I mean, that's...
But it's fun
it's
to
funny.
Have the moment.
We were out the other day, and she was like, "Hey, can I see your phone real quick?" And I'm like, pfft. And she was telling her friend, "I've never been in a relationship where a guy just hands me his phone and isn't like, why? Well, hold on. Like, I don't need to do all that stuff." Yeah. But she has my password. I have hers. I've been like, I get when she's like, "Hey, hand me my phone," I'm like, I don't go through your phone. Yeah. Like, it's. We have a phenomenal relationship, and it's 90% bullying. Yeah. That's what we literally bully each other all day, but it's loving bully.
Yeah.
You know, it's making fun.
I think that's like the key to a healthy relationship, honestly.
Yeah.
You gotta have a good roast to loving ratio.
Oh, yeah.
I think.
We roast each other all day.
That's beautiful.
And my
Really
daughter's
special.
starting to roast too.
Yay!
My daughter's getting in there too.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I love that. Well, where can people find you?
You can find me on any social media. So our podcast is Two Addicts and a Moron. Two Addicts and a Moron. I love that you wore that. And I'm Mike Stewboy O'Brien, pretty much on any social media. Facebook, Instagram, TikToky, right? TikTok. She's like, you're so old. TikTok, I know what it's called, baby. And then Two Addicts and a Moron on all the things as well. If you reach out, we will reach back out. We always reach back out. I love what you do at the beginning when you shout out the sobriety dates. So do people message you and tell you?
I just make a TikTok and I ask for anyone who's got a sobriety date coming up in like the month, and then
That's awesome.
As the comments come in, I'll just do it that week.
That's awesome. We're going to incorporate that. We're going to steal that from you.
Yeah, steal it.
We're going to put your name on it, though. I would never steal something and not put your name on it. This is from Bridget.
Shit, okay,
Boom.
I got to put your name on. If this is the worst thing that happened this week. It was like, Mike said. He said. Yeah. Well, thank you so much for
having
on.
me.
It's truly like having a celebrity on.
Stop.
The little old pod.
Stop.
I really appreciate it. And I'm so glad Destiny got to come. And this was just a real blast.
Yeah, I appreciate it. This is awesome.
Well, great. And also, for me, if you guys aren't subscribing, fucking do it already. And I just created the TikTok for the pod, so follow that too. And follow me, SoberBridge, just like, because that's just me being me. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you next week. Bye.